Hey guys, there has been a lot of discussion about the AI-powered IDE Cursor recently, and I have been using Cursor for more than 6 months now. I've been using it nearly since I would say April, around April last year, and I've seen it since it started to where it is now. I certainly understand its capabilities well, and I thought that I'd make a video about all of its capabilities and yeah, showcase how it uses it in my day-to-day work. I actually pay for the Pro license, which gives me unlimited access to, I would like to say GPT-4o, GPT-4 as well, and Claude Sonnet. I can change what models I want to use. I've disabled GPT-4 for now because it isn't actually as useful and it's very slow as well. But let me go through all of the capabilities of Cursor here and showcase to you how it works. So firstly, the main capability is of course code generation. Now let's try to generate some code. Here I am running in my own project, Howitzer. You can also check it out on GitHub, which is basically an AI-based tool which communicates with the GPT API, and generates commands based on natural language queries. So for checking out the code generation capabilities, firstly, let's try to simplify some of the code here. For example, I would agree myself that the code that I've written here is quite complex because this is just something I've written like a personal project. It isn't exactly going out. So let's try to simplify things here. Maybe let's look at this condition, and it is doing a lot of things. It is generating a message. Then if an API key is not present, it's generating a prompt to the user and then asking them to set their OpenAI API key. So I can highlight this piece of text. I get two options here, either to chat or to edit. Now, firstly, let's try to edit this. So I can do Command K, and then I can do help simplify this code using best coding practices. I'm using Sonnet for editing this, so if I hit submit here, then it makes some changes. So the changes it makes is that it's simplifying the error message here first, and then it's directly destructuring the output from the prompt and then using that to set the API key. So it's not really that helpful right now, so we'll ignore that for now. But Cursor is of course capable of doing more complicated things. So let's look at an example JSON output for now. So let's say that I want to do something like namespace all keys with Howitzer. So this is a good example where if I want to change some code quickly, but I'm too lazy to do it manually, then I can just ask ChatGPT or Claude in this case to do it for me. So if I do this now, it will then add howitzer to all of the values. It did it to the values in this case, but I can of course follow up. I meant the JSON keys, not the values. And then hopefully in this case with this follow up, it should fix that. And now, yes, it understands what I meant here. Next, for example, I can do something like I can ask, I can chat with this text, so I can send it to the LLM by hitting Command L, which opens up a new window where I can ask more questions. Here I've got GPT-4 selected, but I'll explain later why. Now I can say help generate a command to add this to my N file, and then it will then explain all of the different things, and then it tells you what to do. So it tells me to install .env, then create a .env file, and then import that using import.env from .env. So obviously I don't want to do that immediately here because I've already got things set up correctly, so I'll just ignore that for now. And I'll go into more detail about how that works as well. I'll just remove that for now. Now what we can do next is there's also a multi-file composer mode. I can hit Command I and I can ask it based on all of the files that I have in my directory. So I'll pick all of the JavaScript files here, and I can say, you know what, I don't like using MJS, convert all of these files into TypeScript. And then what Cursor will do for me now is that while I am editing the rest of my code or looking at things, it will continue to convert all of these files into TypeScript. So it's already created one file here, it's created another file here. And yeah, if you look at other files, it's continuing to do that. So again, this was an example, so I'll just reject this. But of course, you can save, accept, reapply, do whatever you want here. But I'll just ignore this for now. And now, yeah, another interesting thing. Let's try to write a new piece of code while going through this. So I can actually open up the code window here and then ask cursor to check this file and at src, so I can add complete folders here, and then say help me convert this code into a single Golang file, so I can actually point to Golang as the documentation. And I can also say use the OpenAI SDK, so I can add OpenAI docs here as well. So I've added all of these documentation. And additionally, to add more docs, you can go to the settings page here, and then it should be either in general, models, features. So yeah, in features, you can add your own documentation. I've added cursor's own homepage, which isn't that helpful. I've also added a Slack library I'm working with, and you can do anything you want. So let's see, in this case, I will use Claude maybe, and in long context chat. So let's do that and see what it comes up with. Cool, so it's starting to generate some code here. I'll open up the terminal window, and okay, it's generated various types and various things here. So it's starting to write Go code for me, but obviously I haven't done anything with that yet. And now, once it's done, yeah, it also tells me what dependencies to install. So what is the index file called in Golang? Because I don't know how Golang works. So now, even though it's reading all of the files and all of the context, it will still generate a command. Okay, so main.go contains the main function, and cool, so I can actually use this now. So I can copy the output of the LLM from here. I can add a new file called main.go, so that will go here. Okay, here I'll paste all of that output in here. Oops, okay, it copied the wrong thing there. So I need to copy the output of this code. Yeah, that would be it. And now I can try to run that. So I can do, I can ask the LM again in this case. So I can say command key to generate a command. So run main.go for me using Golang, because I don't know what command to use there. So it says main run.go, go run main.go, and then if I run this, it then prints a bunch of errors. Now again, this is really something which is pretty cool and useful, and that is that you can debug errors with AI. In this case, I'll switch back to GPT-4o. I think I can do that by going back here and then switching to GPT-4o, because Claude for some reason isn't good for debugging errors with cursor. That might change in the future again. So then it will use agentic methods to debug that error. So it will search for certain files and tell you what to fix. So in this case, yeah, it asks that would you like me to initialize for you? So it's missing go.mod and I want to initialize it, so yes, please. And then it will get me the commands, and then it will give me the commands to initialize it. So I can do go mod module name, in this case let's say howitzer, and it's created the go.mod file here, and then I can add the dependencies, which it already knows somehow, because I guess it's already read those files. And then after doing that, I can then try to run main again. Okay, cool, in this case it works, and it's asking me for the API key. Obviously I don't want to do all of that during this video, but it sort of showcases to you how awesome cursor is and how quickly it allows me to debug issues in my code here. One final thing I'd like to showcase is if I've got errors here. So for example, it says this is deprecated, and if I ask it to fix in chat, then it will actually tell us how to fix errors here as well. So it's actually like a debugger tool for you. It does pretty much everything, to be honest, and that's why I'm a very happy customer paying for this. Let me know if you have other thoughts, and yeah, let me know if you want me to demo anything else. Thanks.